Ever look at your tongue in a mirror? Well, it may be hiding secrets about your health. That's right, your tongue can change texture and color just like a mood ring for your body. Isn't that weird? In this video, we will explain 5 different things to look out for on your tongue so you can know exactly what's going on with your body and if there's something weird going on. So stay tuned to figure out why your tongue may look like a treasure map, a strawberry, or maybe even a furry carpet, and whether it's no big deal or if it's something you need to get checked out. Let's dive in. First up, we have the white coated tongue. That's right, looking like you're slathering some mayo all over your tongue. Disgusting, I know. What it looks like, a thick white film that will be coating your tongue. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means that bacteria has built up and formed a little colony on your tongue. It's trapped of bacteria, dead skin cells, and kind of leftover food. It's often caused by not brushing your tongue very well. So if you're a brusher and a flosser, but you don't brush or scrape your tongue, you probably should start. Speaking of tongue scrapers, are something nice floss picks have a tongue scraper built in, so yeah, you should have no excuse there. Now, it can also happen by a dry mouth. So if you're always breathing with your mouth open, you could build up that bacteria a little bit easier. And lastly, sometimes it's caused by what we call oral thrush. And that is a yeast infection. It kind of looks like cottage cheese on your tongue. Yeah, just hope you don't have that one. It's actually really common in babies if they're taking antibiotics. So if you're a mom out there with a kid and you see this, it could be due to an antibiotic issue. Now the question is it serious or is it not? And it's mostly not serious. It often will go away with good oral hygiene, aka that tongue scraping, brushing, and flossing I talked about, and rehydration if you're a dry mouth breather. And if it sticks around for weeks or months and you have some pain associated with it, it could be that oral thrush we talked about, and you just need to go to your doctor and get some prescription to fix that. Number 2, the black hairy tongue. Yes, really. What does it look like? Well, dark colored fuzzy patches of black or brown fur on your tongue. It's almost as if your tongue grew a beard or a carpet. But don't worry, it's not actually hair, it is overgrown little tongue bumps. Well, skin bumps technically. Now what this means is it's usually a sign of extra stuff that is also built up on your tongue. And it can be from that same poor oral hygiene we saw with the whites. It's almost like you need to brush and floss your teeth, isn't that weird? But it can also be from certain medications and the most biggest of them all, smoking. We see that a lot. You see, it causes these little skin bumps to grow long and start trapping bacteria on them. It can happen if you've been sick, if you've been dehydrated, or even if you drink a lot of coffee or tea. But despite the wild appearance, like I said, it's just an overgrowth of skin on your tongue. Serious or not? Not serious at all. It sounds scary, but it is a harmless, temporary condition. It usually doesn't hurt, and it is something that you can just fix by scraping or brushing your tongue. In rare cases, if it persists, you may need to go see a dentist about it, but most of the time you can fix it just with proper oral hygiene. And a fun analogy is it's almost like your tongue is wearing a fur coat, or maybe you just got too much of a big beard. You need to shave it, okay? You need to get rid of all the gunk and stuff that's sitting on there. You gotta give yourself a haircut and tongue scrape that tongue off. Number 3, the bright red strawberry tongue. What it looks like? Well, it looks like a strawberry. It's very red and there's bumps all over. And sometimes it can present almost like a sunburn. It'll look smooth and beefy red and can be painful. Now, what this means is that you could be low on certain vitamins, particularly B12 or folic acid. And when you don't get enough of these vitamins, your tongue can look glossy, really smooth. We actually call this glossitis. And not only that, it will look extra red as well. It's actually called strawberry tongue because there was a famous disease called scarlet fever. The tongue actually turns white and then red with these bumpy things and makes it kind of look like a strawberry. This is what scarlet fever tongue looks like. Now, strawberry tongue can happen in a strep throat-like disease like scarlet fever, but it can also happen in rare diseases like Kawasaki's disease. No, not the motorbike. And what that is, it normally happens in young children. It's an inflammation of the blood vessels. Don't worry too much though, because a doctor would probably be spotting those rather quickly. Now, is it serious or not? Depends on the cause, really. If it's a vitamin deficiency, obviously that's not good, but it's easily fixable by your doctor. They can either give you the vitamins, tell you what to eat that will get you those vitamins back and help you out there. Now, if it's due to an infection like the scarlet fever, well, then you need to go to a doctor and take some antibiotics and help you fix it that way. So the fun analogy for this one is it's like a red stop sign, a warning sign, alert, 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 you've got something going on. For the vitamin issue, it may be an alert to eat more veggies and get your vitamin. And also, I mean, your tongue could look like a strawberry as well, which would be a pretty obvious giveaway. All right, number 4, the map tongue or geographic tongue. What it looks like, weird map-like patches around your tongue. These are smooth red patches with little wavy white borders. It's almost like somebody drew all these continents in the world or islands all over your tongue. And the crazy part is these patches can actually move around. They may be here one day and then they move up here and then they go over here. So it might look alarming, but it's almost kind of like art on your tongue. Now, what does this mean? Well, despite the dramatic look, geographic tongue is kind of harmless mostly. And the crazy part is, don't tell anybody, but doctors aren't really 100% sure on why this happens. It's basically the top layer of your tongue, and then random layers of it are just shedding at different times. It's not an infection and it's not contagious either. I'm reading up here that it's actually more common in people with allergies, asthma, eczema, and even stress. Also vitamin deficiencies like B vitamins, zinc, and iron. That's a lot of different things that can cause it. And the weird part is it runs in your family. It's genetically tied. That's kind of crazy. So if your mom has it, you may have it. Most people feel fine. It's not too painful, but if you eat super spicy things or acidic things, it can cause some pain in those areas that are a little more raw than the others. So is it serious or not? Well, it's not serious at all. Geographic tongue looks strange, but it doesn't cause any long-term problem. Think of it just kind of as a weird quirk you've got. I would just say avoid those foods like those spicy ones that we were talking about that could cause some irritation. I would obviously let your doctor know that you have this, but think of it more like a tongue birthmark than anything. And the fun analogy is it's a map tongue. It kind of looks like a treasure map, you know, where X marks the spot, and maybe the treasure is good oral hygiene. Maybe you just need to brush and floss. It kind of keeps coming back to that, doesn't it? Either way, if you got it, don't be freaking out. It's not like you got worms or anything weird. It's completely normal. And number 5, we've got cracked tongue or fissured tongue. What it looks like, deep grooves or cracks all up in your tongue. You can have a massive one down the middle. You can have a bunch that kind of branch off like little rivers that are all dried up. Some people even have these folds that kind of look like a brain a little bit. It's kind of weird. The good news is it doesn't hurt unless you get food and gunk stuffed down in those cracks. Now, what this could mean is, well, not much. It's just a variation of normal human anatomy. You can actually be born with it and you can develop it over time. And actually, there is no disease or infection that causes this. Some people just simply have it. Now, it is important for these people to really brush their tongue well, and that's because food and bacteria can get trapped in those cracks and cause the other ones that we talked about in this video. It can happen more frequently in people with Down syndrome, and it can also happen when you have geographic tongue as well. Sometimes we see those paired together, but by itself it really doesn't really mean anything at all. So is it serious or not? Well, like I just said 1,000 times, it's not that serious. Just keep it clean, and if those cracks are super deep in there, then definitely try and be a little careful with it, because the super deep ones can kind of cut and hurt a little bit if you're brushing too vigorously. You may need to see the doc if you have some symptoms that are bothering you, but otherwise think of it as like a tongue fingerprint. A fun analogy is to think of it as a cracked desert floor or a dried up creek. It may look dry and broken, but it's just the topology. It's just the landscape. There's nothing weird about it. Who knew your tongue could say so much? So next time you take a little brushing, look at your tongue and see what signs it has for you. Maybe it means you need more vitamins. Maybe it means you need to drink more water, or maybe it means you need to just brush your teeth. And remember, these tongue tips are interesting, but they are not a substitute for your doctor. If your tongue looks really odd and you're worried, your doctor or dentist will help you decode those secrets. If you learned something new, or maybe you just said ew, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps. And subscribe for more fun and weird healthy videos coming along the way. And just think, now you can speak the secret language of what tongues look like. Thanks for watching.